All right, welcome back to the CoachNoah podcast, everybody, where we talk about movement, mindset, and community and everything in between. I'm Coach Noah, and today I've got a guest who could be called the godfather of calisthenics. The the Mafioso himself has been shaping fitness and calisthenics here in Berlin and Europe, probably the world, for over a decade. Den Vitáliev, or aka Den Vitál, excuse me, is the founder of Barliner Workout and a leader in calisthenics community and the creator of the Cali Games. And I'm honored that you're here. So after we catch up a little bit, I'd love to have a real chat about the human body, the art of calisthenics, and more. So thanks for coming by.
Thanks, Noah. Thanks for the inviting. And it was a really big surprise for me when you reached out. I haven't expected this. I mean, in the past few weeks, a lot of new things happened in my life. And this is a really good sign, I think. It's always when things come unexpected and you realize, right, something is there. Yeah. Something new is coming, and I'm really amazed. Finally, we made it.
Couple of weeks.
I've been sick. I don't know what it was, but I was like nearly completely out of order. Now I'm back on track. I'm feeling even more energized, motivated. So
nice. Then it's a perfect way to start. Do you want to share anything that's going on right now? Because you said there's some new things happening.
So I mean, especially when it comes now to requests for example, podcasts or videos, like kind of a short docu is in the making already. Some things which are happening in the business at the moment, also new partners, and it's just kind of which one I should pick right now, and where I should keep my focus on.
Having choices is a good thing. So I want to catch up a little bit because we haven't seen each other in years. Maybe we've talked a little bit here and there, but we haven't really seen each other. We met probably at just the Nike training NTC event. 27. When did that start? 18? 27?
I suppose it was 2018 when we met each other.
Yeah. And Nike was building their brand, and they needed cool people like you and me to
influencers.
And when I look back, I was looking at it yesterday. Yeah. I'm like, man, why was I a part of this group? Because you're a powerhouse in calisthenics. I mean, I'm the endurance guy. So maybe that's why. But Eric's like this big influencer with at that point, tens of thousands of followers, maybe at 50 or something. And I had like 2. And I'm like, why am I here? But actually, it was an amazing team that they put together. They had all bases covered.
Right. I was also pretty surprised, to be honest. So when Nike reached out, it was also like, all right, so we're just random guys who are doing like outdoor workouts for ourselves. No one really cared at this time about calisthenics, and for me, it was also like the same surprise. Yeah. What the fuck? Why they reached out? what they are expecting from me and from the whole community? But now I understand what the reason behind this. I mean, we all of us are kind of personalities who like touch a group of people who were kind of a potential target group for Nike as well. And I think this was the reason that we kind of they saw us as multipliers, and with the community behind. I think this was the main reason for this.
Are you still working with Nike a bit?
No. So it's a few years, not more.
Me as well.
Yes, I think more than 3 years we're not working.
Okay, I think with like COVID, it slowed down for me.
Yeah. This was.
And then I stayed in touch as best as I could, and I moved to mostly internal stuff. So I help with doing breath work and ice bath.
Yeah, I remember. I saw some posts.
For their employees and stuff. But for you, they don't. But do they help you? Because I mean, you've got the shirt, or did you just do that yourself?
This is, by the way, this is the original shirt from 2018.
Wow.
We received this. It was Nike, the first Nike. I don't know, like campaign.
Yeah.
And this was the branded shirt.
Nice.
By Nike, and
that's why
it's kind of great memory.
Yeah, bringing it back.
Yeah.
I remember doing at the Poststadion Park here a couple of sessions with you. those sessions were a lot of fun, and it helped, like, for us. For me, it was a great time to be inspired by other coaches, other powerhouse coaches in Berlin. So I'm really thankful for those times, and plus we get to do stuff like this now. 5 years later, getting back together and chatting about the times. Do you have any like fun memories from those times?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the outdoor sessions went really, they just high rocket when Nike stepped into the game.
Yeah.
And people get really mad about the outdoor sessions, especially when we combined this together with Eric and Dennis.
Yeah.
And you also joined for the running training combined with calisthenics. So it was a really great mix. I think there was the synergy in between different target audiences, different people who have different interests. When they came together and realized, oh, great. So usually I'm doing calisthenics, but here we're running, for example, and this is amazing stuff. And for me,
I remember watching you run.
Yeah, for me this was not really fun. I think the experiences with endurance training, I was really famous for this because my endurance was still not the best. At this time. It was really fucked. I focused mostly on like strength elements. Powerlifting at this time combined with calisthenics, and like with big muscles, and not a proper breath work, and not a proper technique for running. Kind of like
with a big body like this, it's kind of hard.
You need a lot of oxygen, and
exactly.
that's the thing. I think it's a great experience to understand also where are your like weaknesses. Like it's calm.
Totally.
It's kind of. You realize, right? You're also just a human. You're not just this god. How people see you on Instagram. Like,
when I see you doing like planche or like holding yourself upside down, then you're more like a god. But then being humbled by
running.
At least it's only one thing. So I want to transition a little bit into your background, because calisthenics for me, especially these guys and gals that are like. They look like they're able to do it with no expensive energy. It's so easy for them to do flips and jumps on the bars and all of this. Do you come from gymnastics?
Yeah, I mean, my origins are from gymnastics. When I was a child, started with swimming first. So my first sports experience was swimming. And I realized during swimming that I don't have the best endurance. I don't know. I think something such
sink like a rock.
It's like I don't know what it is. I mean, I was taught by really good coaches, and the technique was also like the focus on technique was there on breathing. But I always had difficulties with the coordination of movement and breathing, and this is kind of like a red line through my whole life. Hopefully I can fix it one day.
With swimming,
everything. Just that the connection of breathing with like the performing with the body. This is the most important thing. I have to be more aware of breathing, and this was the main reason why I step out of the swimming club, and then my parents suggested me to go to like tumbling.
Okay.
And this was my dream. Like this was yes, that's my thing.
How old were you?
I was 5 or 6. Yeah,
oh my
I started with this. Yeah, and this was a crazy journey. Like this was like a big dream. When you like a video game, when you level up from level 1, level 2, level 3, and you compete in different. Like later, I competed in different competitions, regional, and. It wasn't just amazing to have the feeling of no gravity, to have the feeling of you're defying the gravity right now. You're doing stuff where you feel like a ninja and a Superman all together. Just crazy. I still have goosebumps when I think about this. I think this was also the main reason why I discovered calisthenics for myself, and just stick to this till today, because for me the art. Moving the body, how to move the body in this untypical way. I think this is the main inspiration or the main passion,
for you.
The freedom of movement. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Were you born in Germany?
No, originally I'm from Russia. This
Yeah.
is the east-north part of Russia. It's like about 1,000 kilometers away from Moscow, to the Ural Mountains, and it's pretty cold.
Yeah.
Pretty cold.
This is where we see videos of those guys
Right.
breaking through this thick of ice.
Yeah.
And going into the
That's it.
minus 60 degrees or something.
Yeah,
Really?
Ice bath was always a culture, and as is always a culture, ongoing thing in Russia, but also not just in Russia, in the whole Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
I think the origins are like reaching far back, like when people, I don't know, for any reason they start to do this. Maybe there's some religious background, but I think the combination of the harsh weather conditions and the limitation of having fun in general kept my focus. Yeah, kept my focus on this kind of sport. Like in this case, it was tumbling. And this is a good thing when you're not distracted by different things, especially right now, like when I look at children who are distracted by media and different.
Oh my gosh! I'm so scared.
Yeah, look, that's. I'm really thankful that I grew up in this time where I was not distracted.
Yeah.
Where I could keep my focus on the things which were important to me. It was sports. The school was pretty important for me as well.
Disco, like dancing.
No, school.
School.
Yeah, disco.
Not disco.
No. No. Disco was this came later in Germany.
Yeah. Okay.
This came later, but school and training was the main focus, and the other thing is that the fact that children always were outside. Yeah. So this is also one of the main things which just influenced me a lot, because being outside and playing around, moving around, climbing trees, playing snow like balls, all these things, they just they have a great a huge impact on my development. And the whole combination was for me like a boost, I think, for my personality itself. And when I came to Germany, it was a pretty huge difference. I felt a huge difference.
And when did you come?
I came shortly before the wall fell down, maybe a few weeks before I came to Germany.
Really?
Yeah.
So 1990-ish.
It's 89.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know it was the Mauerfall 89 in November.
Yeah. And so shortly before this, I was in Germany.
Okay.
And this was also one of the historical moments for me that I'm kind of, great.
Can you remember it?
I wasn't there. I remember when the war was there, but I wasn't there at this day when it fell down. But I was already in Germany.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
in Berlin.
In Berlin. No, it's outside of Berlin.
Yeah.
It's but I was in Berlin when I saw the wall live. I saw it live, and I remember from the eastern side how it looks like, and remember the whole also kind of a dream world. Totally contrasted to the world I lived in before. Yeah. I was like, damn, where I am right now is my eyes like, and it's amazing. Just amazing to live and remember some historical moments.
I think we could do a whole podcast just on talking about you getting here and your family being here and the transition into life in Germany.
Yeah. I mean, the whole integration stuff is like it's the whole story of life. I think.
I'm sure it wasn't any better then than it is now.
Yeah.
But getting back to calisthenics and sports in general, you did when you got here, I guess. Did you get right into gymnastics or in anything?
No. So when I came here. The first thing my parents care about was the school. Yeah. This was the main thing, that I have a place in the school, that I kind of get integrated into this and get involved into this daily routine. And this lasted for I think more than 2.5 years. That I was not involved in any kind of sports.
What?
I mean, even more, I think, more than this. Yeah. And for me, it was I don't know. I really missed my training routines, because if you are into the training and you do it daily, and you do it like really daily and like proper training, 3-4 hours, you get used to this routine. And for me, it was like, damn, like I have to now just to school and nothing else.
Yeah.
But the good thing is I found friends. So when you come to Germany as an immigrant, you like not past, you have the whole world like beside
at your fingertips.
Really, like the whole world, like literally from everywhere, from like all countries, from the whole, like all people who flee to Germany this time, they were there. And this was the main thing for me. Came out of a small town, you know, like a small Russian town, and then came into this place, so many different cultures. Was a huge transformation for me, a huge experience, a huge transformation, which was really like a positive development, because there I firstly saw what it means to be multicultural, and you know, how to I don't know, not just to live with those people side by side, but also interact and find friends and all the things. I mean, there were good moments, bad moments,
of course,
but in general, it was. I think this was a great compensation for the gap. Where I don't have, you know, my routine, because new experience, a lot of new like emotions, situations, and that was nice.
I remember from my childhood, I lived in the U.S., grew up in Detroit, outside of Detroit, and we, my school, or my high school at least, from 14 to 18, was one of the most diverse schools, maybe even in the country.
Oh, great.
We had immigrants from the Middle East, from all over the world, and just like you said, there's good things and bad things that come from it. I always compare that it was almost like a prison yard at school, where the Asian kids sat at one table, the white kids at another, and black kids, and all of these different cultures. But when it came to sports, we were all together, and it didn't matter. Like, I mean, it never actually mattered at all of my friends anyways, but I think maybe because I come from sports, it helped. And I guess my question to you is now, when you found sports, what was the first thing you got into here?
In Germany?
Yeah, probably soccer. That's my
prediction. No. Soccer, because of the rinse, you know?
Yeah, okay, true.
It's the bad trigger. I mean, I played, I really, like, when I lived in this refugee, not camps, but a refugee facility, in the school, sport was soccer and handball, like all the stuff, and volleyball, but I really was not, I didn't have any fun time by playing football, and that was not my thing. But then we moved to another district, I moved to Berlin, and in Berlin, like in Eastern Berlin, then I later, when I was, I don't know, like maybe 12, I like came to kickboxing.
Ah, cool.
And this I mean, I was there for a time. There was a first connection with Russian-speaking community. Before it was not so much, but there it was even more, because a lot of German Russians came to Berlin, and mostly they settled down in Eastern Berlin. And I had my first kind of interaction with them. It was nice, but I wasn't really too much attracted by this.
Okay.
It was just kind of in-between thing. I tried out, also maybe because of the fact that Eastern Berlin at this time was, sometimes a pretty dangerous place. There was a pretty strong, it's like, I don't know how to call it, but there was like, you had a lot of skinheads there, and Marzahn and Hellersdorf and everywhere, like it was really.
So that's where you were in, in the northeast, I guess it is.
Yeah, it's northeast, and this was this is also the reason why I maybe searched for this kind of security by doing martial arts.
Yeah.
Just to defend myself, because different situations, I saw different situations which were like skinheads run like after Vietnamese people.
Yeah.
Try to catch them. I had a lot of situations when it came to fight, or I get beaten and all this stuff, and this was like damn,
Yeah.
this wasn't cool.
Man, crazy childhood.
This was not cool at all because
Yeah.
like there, I mean, in general, in the eastern part of Germany, you like especially as a Russian, when you came like to Germany, it was a pretty fucked up situation
Yeah.
because I got mobbed like every time, and then like my only way to survive was like to fight or flee, like this
Fight or flight.
fight or flight. Yes, and flight was in this case not an option because like you when you're surrounded by people who are against you mostly, then it's really hard to.
So it's true. I mean, I look at your Instagram. I watch you, and I see you doing like martial arts and boxing and these kinds of things. Like, is he just doing that for the show? But actually, because I mean, it looks good. Like when your form is good. I have no idea, but just from what I know, movement, and when I see people moving correctly, you can tell. And so I guess you did that back then. I mean, wow. I guess coming to a big city, and in that turbulent time of the city when things are changing, everyone's trying to find their place.
Right,
wow, that's insane. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, like I felt like in the eye of the tornado. Like
for sure, like, just flying around. Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
And also learning language, the whole another thing.
Yes, the communication is one of the most important thing. I think it was also one of the things I really forced to learn it as fast as possible. And if you start when I started to communicate properly in German, it was better.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to speak. Like the language itself, it's a great tool to find connections to people, even if the people have kind of I don't know, something against you. Still, when you start to communicate, this is it's powerful. A great way to find to each other and to find solutions. Yeah. Right.
Crazy. And so let's jump ahead a few years to win the birthing of the Barliner community, which was 2013.
13, right?
Yeah. And I mean, that was not even when calisthenics took off. That was before calisthenics became like a thing where everyone wanted to learn how to do pull-ups and muscle-ups and all of this, or even like planche and all these amazing gymnast-style moves. Is it just because of your background, or did you see this coming?
This is it wasn't an exceptional thing. I hadn't at this time. I did not have any exceptions, not exceptions, but expectations. Yeah, right. Thank you. It was because some people in Germany start to do calisthenics, and they promoted this through YouTube. So I saw some German guys who did interviews with people from abroad, like with bar stars from New York, and with the Barbarians, and Chris Harrier was one of those from bar stars. He was not this star at the moment, but he was pretty close. I mean, it's like two people far away. He was already there. Like the community was pretty small in the whole world. Yeah, and so some guys brought it Germany and start to do some workshops. So I already saw some videos from Hannibal for King, and for me it was like, insane! What he's doing there? Like this guy, he's defying gravity. Like how he's doing,
like doing his walking around the bar and stuff like that.
It was like, like damn. It was not my wish at this time to do the same. I was just just amazed by this movements, and then the workshop came to Berlin with calisthenics, and I couldn't make it to go to the workshop. But a day after, there was a meetup with the people who visited the workshop, and I came to this meetup, and we meet each other with the people like who participate in this, spoke, and it was a direct connection to each other. And we decided the same day we decided to start to train with each other because the workshop came to Berlin. They like set at the seed. And the seeds start to grow immediately. Yeah. And we became a part of the crew. The crew was, let me think, I'm gonna remember for sure, but this wasn't Barliner at this time, and Berserker. Yes, Barliner was the first crew.
Berserker.
And they kind of influenced us, and we became kind of this franchise in Berlin, like one of those chapters in Berlin. And then they started to send us plans. We felt kind of a part of this big movement. We started with training for ourselves. It was Montbijou Park mostly. Montbijou Park looked different at this time. It was just a playground. Ostkreuz.
So you were doing stuff on the playground, like
just
the monkey bars.
Right. With in between mothers and children.
Yeah. The kids, the moms are like, "Get these guys out of here! We're trying to play."
Really, like this was really like one of those biggest problems. Why we decided later to ask the government to build up the park.
Amazing.
They were not really happy about that we are training there, and they felt kind of offended by this. But we behaved really good, but still. And so this became kind of my new big passion, and people started to join us. The crew, after about half a year, we decided to open the doors and to invite to make it possible that everyone can train with us. And people were directly jumping onto this train, and the training was for free. We offered training for free, and everyone was really grateful for this, and they loved the sport. We became already this kind of institution in Berlin for this kind of training. And then one day we saw, the community is growing, and the place is limited. Montbijou Park is good. It's a good place to attract people, but it's not functional enough, to offer group training. So we asked the government if they are interested to build something in Montbijou Park, and they no, we don't fuck off. What are you doing? We don't need this kind of sports here in general. What is calisthenics for? What? Who gonna do this? So they didn't believe us, and didn't believe in us. And we still we pushed the whole time, and then they offered us, after 1 year of pushing, they offered us to create a concept for Poststadion.
Nice.
Because Poststadion was there was money and for renovations and for everything, and they offered us to create a concept. So I created the concept together with a company from Letland or Latvia, I don't know, from Lithuania. Lithuania, and together we kind of created this and presented it to the government, and they said, all right, let's try it. But they still didn't believe in us, so they, all right, if it's not gonna work, all right, then it was not a good investment. And then when it was built, and people already start to train there, even it was closed by fences.
People were going in.
Not just us, people from Freeletics, for example. There's also Freeletics people. This was also the hype at this time. And as soon as the fence were up, it was just
packed,
from everyone, really from everyone, who was there in the Neo. They came even from other parts of Berlin just to train there. It was like a mecca. It became a new mecca or the only one mecca for calisthenics in Berlin. And
for people that don't know, it's actually right here in my neighborhood, Poststadion, in Fritz Schloss Park. At the back of it, they built this calisthenics park, which is made up of various types of bars and ways to use your body to do the exercises in calisthenics, right?
Yeah, it's kind of so those parks are not just for calisthenics. That's what the government realized afterwards. They realized that these parks are a really good thing for everyone who would like to stay active and outside. And this was the good thing is that the runners are the runners saw in this a huge potential, and that's why this was the reason why the Montbijou Park was built. Because there was a running community, and they had a huge benefit. So because in between the runnings, they can stop there, do the functional training, and run the next round or something. And the government saw a huge potential in this, and they started to build the parks everywhere. So there and here and here. I mean, it's not.
We have two now. We have that one, and there's one here just down the street. Unions, next to the Unionshalle. It's right here, and it's another calisthenics park.
Amazing.
They're everywhere.
That's great. I mean, that was a vision. Like this was what I saw in the early days.
Yeah.
That there are two components of how to promote calisthenics. This is the infrastructure.
Yeah.
To set the parks everywhere, and to create communities around these parks, and this happens really organically. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That you don't need to put any coach over there. Like people just use this as they can. They watch YouTube videos and they go to the parks and train there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if there are really like professional athletes or not. They just do bodyweight training.
Yeah.
And this was like, all right, mission accomplished. So
Nice. And that led to, I guess, more people doing calisthenics, bodyweight training, and then more people also then finding the Barliner community because maybe they hadn't seen it before, but they're like, okay, I'm doing these, looking it up on the internet, and boom, Barliner appears in their search, right? Because you were the first, one of the biggest in Germany, I guess, at the time.
Yeah. Also right now, there are communities already in Berlin which are pretty big and really good. That this community like grew up in the last years. Yeah. But yes, I think if you have this position as a pioneer in something, it's always a huge benefit. Yeah. So people always look for the pioneers, and if you can maintain or hold the position like from the quality perspective, then everything is kind of a good deal. Yeah.
And how do you? I know it from watching, but how do you think you were able to keep that quality?
So mostly it's the passion of the coaches, and calisthenics is really the passion of the coaches, and the coaches who works with us are coaches from our community mostly, and they know, like for example, when I coached for years and people trained with me together, they got this feeling for this community, for this kind of training where they get addicted to. So first it's training quality. The second important thing is the community itself, because people like to come back, and the churn rate is pretty high. Not the churn, the retention rate is pretty high when people know each other and they know, all right, this guy or this girl are taking part, so I'm also going to take part in the session. So that's really important that the community is like an organic, but at the same time, careful community, who cares of each other and don't let others feel kind of, not welcome. Yeah. So this is one of the biggest things that Barliner always been welcomed. Yeah. People have always been like open, and when people came to us, no matter which level, they feel like, all right, this is the place where I feel secure, where I feel safe, and where I can make results. Okay. So results is also like making results, making the people feel happy and secure. And this, I think that's
keep it going.
Yeah.
That's it's definitely inspiring for me, because I watched part of it happen. / you were already pretty big when I met you, and seeing on the internet at least how it's always like the same faces, new faces every now and then, but people are sticking together, and this community thing it's not new. That's what humans are made of. Yes. Without community, we die, and it's in us to want to be a part of that. So it's really cool to see that it works so well, especially for you. And I want to know now, when was the first year you did the Cali Games? In the Cali Games, you can tell people what the Cali Games were.
Yeah, so the Cali Games are as a calisthenics competition. It's an international calisthenics competition. We started with like a smaller competition first, not just for Germany, because the community in Germany this time, 2015, 16, 17, was a community like which support each other. And this was through the time when people from different cities start to organize like meetups. Okay. Just to meet each other, because everyone know each other from Facebook. Instagram was not a deal at the moment, like no one, but Facebook was the thing. And we meet each other through Facebook, through like Facebook groups, and then we start to travel to like Eastern Germany, Western Germany, to Munich, to anywhere, and connect and train together and have fun together. Yeah. And then the first competition started. We also started to compete. like really not professional competitions, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun, and you felt the support from everyone. Like it's, I can compare this to breakdance.
Yeah.
Like,
True. Yeah.
You know, like it's
street culture.
Yeah, street culture.
Yeah.
Street culture combined with kind of competitive thinking and supportive thinking as well. This was the
You're like going at each other, but also amazed by when something super creative happens.
Yeah.
It's pushing, push.
Right.
I can do this, but watch this. That's
it.
It's
Yeah, this was like this a great time, and I really looking with gratefulness, and I'm really thankful that I could meet all those people. And also, this was a logical step that we also organized something in Berlin. The first competition, they had different names. We tried with different formats, and Cali Games started at 2018 or 17. I don't even remember. 17 or 18 was first Cali Games officially.
Yeah.
And there we will start to invite people from everywhere, like people from States, from Great Britain, from like different parts of Europe. A lot of people joined us from Ukraine at this time. We were invited to Ukraine, like Czech Republic, and this was like I don't know. This is what was created at this time was not created really to achieve these results, but they came. They came because people realized the realness of the whole thing, and they felt kind of connected, no matter where they came from. They felt a direct connection to each other, and really thankful that this was a peaceful time. Hopefully, we can repeat this the whole thing again after some time. But everyone was free to travel. Everyone was without any, any patterns.
Yeah.
And that's why Cali Games became so popular. We had different formats, and this time no one offers this kind of competitions in general. Like we had weighted calisthenics. We had freestyle calisthenics and sets and reps.
Okay.
And our judging was one of the best, I think, at this time. So our judges were pretty strict, and people know when they came to us that they have to follow the rules in the form.
It's going to be fair.
Yes, and this was also one of we set some standard.
Yeah.
And from the standard, other communities learned a lot, and they improved even. And they also started to do competitions.
Yeah.
Even better ones, because when we stopped, there came new competitions, and I know that these people participated in our competitions,
and
they get influenced, they learn.
Yeah,
and it's also great to see. You're right. That it's not just. It's not always important that you're involved in the things. The most important thing I think here, and always I saw me as like to put a seed in something, to inspire people
and water it
and water it, and this inspiration and this I think one of my strengths is, and really glad that calisthenics is growing, and it became in the last years kind of a mainstream sport.
I mean, it's kind of like the running of working out,
right?
For runners, if you wear shoes, all you need is a pair of shoes, and then you can go outside and go.
Right.
If you don't even need shoes, but some people need them, and you go out, especially in the city. And for you, all you need is
your body,
a playground or your body, and you can do crazy shit.
Yeah.
And
for some people, the crazy shit is even doing a pull-up.
Exactly.
That's the good thing. That's the good thing, that it's not always have to be the crazy skills, and that's the reason why our community, for example, right now is. Mostly dominating by girls and women rather than by guys, because and this was also one of my plans to achieve the status that more that the community is growing and getting moved by female athletes.
Okay.
Because they saw the potential in this for their sports, for example, for yoga, for pole dance, for everything, and they see calisthenics as a glue, as a connection tool to get stronger in their sports which they are normally doing. And also this shows that calisthenics is not more about showing off. It's not more about look at me here, look at my muscles. Calisthenics is now more about getting fit in a healthy way, in a sustainable way, without getting too crazy about your performance. People want results, for sure, always is important, but it's not this calisthenics like it was before. It's not just to film yourself
Yeah.
and do like crazy
I mean,
stuff.
that's how it has to get started, right? To
Well,
get people's attention, you've got these massive guys with
Yeah,
in their back, and they just can hold and flip themselves with one hand and doing it's similar now to ice bathing, right? Wim Hof, this crazy guy doing crazy things, running in the Arctic barefoot to get people's attention, and now everybody's going ice bathing in Plötzensee, you know?
That's it, yeah.
For some reason we need these attention grabbers to say, like, people look, and then eventually like a street performer, right? He gets people's attention doing a couple crazy things, and then one person comes, and then one person sees that person watching, and they just start building up, and so I guess it's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
I wish it wasn't, because like for fitness at least it should just be part of everyone's life, but it's not.
But this how things developing. I think the high performer, this kind of people who are the trendsetters. They are extraordinary. They are kind of fire, which is really strong. But their mission is also to inspire the people.
Exactly.
And then it become kind of something a normal thing, an ongoing thing, and a sustainable thing. And this is what I think we achieved in calisthenics.
Definitely.
This was a big goal, and now we are on a good way. And I'm not really dreaming about that calisthenics once become Olympic sports. It's not about this one.
No.
So there are some people.
Do you think it could?
I see some difficulties because it's too diverse. Calisthenics is really too diverse.
Yeah, the weighted. You said the three kinds. What were
you have the freestyle calisthenics,
which is like flips and doing,
playing music. You have a choreography, so it's like breakdance on the bars.
Okay.
This is the one of those. Then you have the weighted calisthenics, which also became popular. This is kind of a little brother of powerlifting.
Yeah.
And then
so it's like you put a weight vest on and you dips or pull ups.
Yeah, even squats.
Even squat, and is it about then like to win the competition in that sense? Is it about the weight you do, and do you have a weight class? Like I'm performing against someone with the similar weight and body as me.
Right. It's the same like in powerlifting.
Okay.
It's the same structure, and I mean it's okay. It's okay that it's there. I'm not a big fan of this, but that's what I mean. I mean, you can create your own house in different way, and even call it calisthenics. You know, that's a great thing of this. But that's make also at the same time it's make it harder to say, right, this is calisthenic and not this.
Yeah,
and that's
true.
That's why for Olympic competitions, I don't know, maybe the freestyle calisthenics.
If you could pick one, that's what I was going to ask. If you
maybe
could
the
pick
freestyle,
one, freestyle would be the one.
I mean, it's really, people like to see this. Why competitions were really successful? Because we managed to do this mix of like attraction and some performance, how many reps you can do, you know, like, and people mostly looked at the athletes with the freestyle calisthenics. Yeah. And
I mean, it's amazing to watch.
Looks great,
I hope people after watching this will go on YouTube and look up freestyle kind of calisthenics, because the things these people can do, like you said, they're defying gravity. Yeah. They have full control over their body, working with the bar. And, it's so cool. I've always dreamed of being able to do those things, handstands and. I can do pull-ups, but nothing like.
But handstand once you had a challenge for handstand, you did it well, right?
I had been working on it for a while, and it comes and it goes. But as you said in the beginning of this podcast, it's hard to have both. Yeah. It's hard to be an endurance freak and also be able to throw your body around. It'd be amazing if you could do both, which. Could be possible. I guess it would be like a jack of all trades thing, and I wouldn't be an elite runner or an elite calisthenics freestyle guy, but for my daughter at least, I feel like gymnastics and these moves that people can do is such a nice foundation for everything.
Yes. So this is a really important point. That what I realized in my life that the gymnastics experience and this training gave me a lot of kind of, you know, like a programming in my whole body, in my nervous system, that I'm learning pretty fast when I'm starting with new. Doesn't matter which things there are. I'm learning pretty fast, and this is because of the neural connection, I think, which has been developed in the past as a child. And if you have the opportunity to send your child to any kind of sports, so gymnastics is one of those.
Yeah, do it. I think if I could choose for her, which I definitely can't, she will choose herself. I would choose swimming, gymnastics, and martial arts. And I think that as a foundation, she can do anything after that. But yeah, we'll see what she decides.
Also a mix of this, because what I see right now is you see it as well. I think as that people get more and more like hybrid.
Yeah.
This trend came up from mixed martial arts, I think. But even now, when I speak to our customers and I see they do like different sports, it's a good thing that they don't. And on one hand side, it's maybe not so good that they don't stick to something, but they have this understanding that they're working out as a hybrid athlete. And working out as a hybrid athlete gives you also like a huge benefit, and directly carry over. For example, for me, it was powerlifting to calisthenics powerlifting. And that's why I think this trend and this thinking of running and be good in calisthenics is a great thing.
In my algorithm, because I'm kind of a hybrid athlete, there's this video I saw online, and people were reusing the sound on Instagram. It was kudos to the guy who thought of calling us hybrid athletes rather than calling us people who are not good at anything.
That's the truth.
Because you're good at everything, but you're not great at anything.
Yeah, that's true.
And the hybrid athlete always sounds so cool.
Yeah, there's this interesting thing. There's like the T, the T principle, like the three T standard, that you have like the T above, and then you have this vertical line, and the vertical line is where you specialize in something. For example, you have your own specialization, and the horizontal line is where you create a diversity around this. And when you think like this, then you can develop really like in a proper way, and still keep your focus on your main strengths or your main sports or whatever. So you
have a focus, but you can
you add the things, and you make this kind of even better unique person, because all of us are unique, and I think to limit ourselves just to one sport leads to boredom
and burnout.
Burnouts, injuries, injuries. This is where like athletes who stick just to one sport, they have these problems.
Exactly.
And, that's why
cross training is the term that they all started using, but really it's just keeping yourself mobile and doing other things. I remember when we were doing all those NTC events, I would join Pepita for some of her dance sessions, and I just remember after those sessions, I felt so good, because running is just forward,
linear,
swimming is just linear. A lot of the strength training is also very linear, and then getting moving in all directions with Pepita was like, I just remember, man, every runner should be doing this, and not every runner will do it or ever will, but that's just part of the game. So I guess we're getting towards the end of the podcast, and it's always, every time I do one of these with people, with friends, I'm like, man, that's why I do it. Like, you've just taught me like 3 different things. I'm like, save that, keep it for next time, and for part of my training in my life. So thanks for sharing all that. Is there anything else that we missed that you might want to talk about? Is there a Cali Games event coming up this year? Is there anything special with the Barliner community, or something in your life that you want to share?
Yeah, for sure. I would like to share that we keep on moving with the Cali Games. That's for sure. We like to make it like an ongoing competition for everyone, and that's why every one of you is invited to join the competition. I think the next goal for Barliner Workout is to make kind of competitive training, where people get attracted to train more often and to train with purpose, because they are training for competitions. It won't be like this kind of aggressive competitions like you may know from other sports, but it's more about fun, but it's also more about goal setting. goal setting. I think it's an important thing, and competition is a huge part of this. So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for this one, and it's going to be something amazing.
Nice. And anything for you personally?
Yeah, for me personally,
It's hard to separate Barliner and Den Vitál, but
I can't really. It's like it's a part of me and Barliner.
Exactly,
It's really hard to separate. Even if I would try, I try hard sometimes. It's not possible.
yeah.
What my next goal is to get back to my old shape. Like my prime time was like 2018, 19, and I'm like really looking forward to it to go really close to this form when I was. And this is my huge motivation for right now. Yeah.
Nice. I'm on that same journey right now myself.
Amazing.
Thank you for sharing, everybody. Thanks for listening. And I'll put all of the information for you to get in contact with Den, to learn about calisthenics, Barliner community here in Berlin, and probably internationally soon as well. So thanks, everybody. And I'll see you next time. Yeah,
thanks,
thank
Noah.
you.
Thank you. See you guys. Thank you.
Give me 5. Nice. Boom.
Oh.